fresh off the G5 jet. I'm on my way to a brand new kit.
Welcome back. As we get closer, we're about a week away from the Google Pixel 8 and Pixel 8 Pro release. We have more leaked information. Now, we have, I guess, 3 main leaked pieces of information I have for you today. Excuse me. We have a new update schedule for Android and or specifically the Google devices. That's one. Number 2, we have UFS storage information on the Google Pixel 8 and 8 Pro series that you may or may not be satisfied with. And we have a third piece of information, and that's the Pixel Watch 2 and or deals or packages. Now, getting into the number 1 topic is the update schedule. Now, Google has, over the last few years, they stayed with about 4 years of software updates. I think from the first Pixel to maybe the 5th Pixel. And Apple has basically, in recent memory, set the standard for length of updates as far as how long Apple will support their devices and with software updates, with iOS updates. Google has traditionally for years been behind in that sector. Now, with the release of the Pixel 6, they bumped it up to 5 years of support. Now, I believe Apple's 6 years, and they've been that way for a long time. Samsung came out, so Pixel 6, they bumped it to 5 years of software updates. This release of the S23 series, and I'm filming on the Ultra, Samsung said, okay, well, we're going to support ours for 6 years. Everybody was like, damn, that's some big news, because not only are they surpassing Google, who issues the software, they are also matching Apple, which is a big deal. I don't keep phones for more than a year, basically. I know a lot of people do, and that's more power to you. If it's there, the software, if you want to keep your device for 6 years, I don't recommend using a device that's either A, late on software updates, meaning like Motorola does, where they're like months behind on updates. OnePlus updates their devices every 2 months on security patches, but they're a little bit behind on software updates as well. This news today that came out, Google is issuing 7 years of software updates. 7 years. So that surpasses Samsung, because it looks bad on Google if Samsung, who's getting their software from you, surpasses the issuer of the software as far as updating. So Google today announced I guess they didn't announce, but the news leaked that they are surpassing Samsung and Apple, because Apple's still on 6 years, and they're going to update their Pixel devices for 7 years. Now, this is only on the Pixel 8. That's not meaning where they're going to extend the 7 series and everything under. This is only on the Pixel 8 series, and moving forward, it'll be up to 7 years. So technically, you could hold on to the Pixel 8 for 7 years and still be updated like all the others. So that's huge news in the mobile technology world, specifically Android world. Good news. I don't keep mine for more than a year, but the longer the support is there, the better, right? So now, UFS storage. This is bad news in my mind, because it appears Google is staying with the UFS storage 3.1 for the Pixel 8 and 8 Pro. Got that? Well, maybe it's just going to be on the 8, and then the Pro, they'll put 4.0. I believe that there is 4.1 out. I think the new, I take that back. It's under development. The new Samsung S24 series which is going to be out here in a few months. There's news that leaked. They are supporting the new 4.1 storage. It's the newest, fastest storage. It hasn't been put out on any device. I don't believe. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments, please. But the current storage that the S23 is on is 4.0. All the other flagship Androids that come out are on 4.0 and have been that way for months now. UFS 3.1 has been out for a couple years now. So now, here's why I think they did it. Now, there has been no news in regards to that, but here's my and if you disagree, please comment in the comments and let me know. But here's my I was thinking about it this morning when I saw this news, did some more research. Here's why I think they went with this. UFS storage, if you're unfamiliar with UFS storage, it's basically a standard of your storage that's in your device. It's as you get UFS 3, UFS 3.1, UFS 4, USF 4.1. As each generation gets newer and newer, the storage inside your device, that's how fast your storage can move around, basically, in your device. How fast you can store things, how fast you can transfer that data within the device. How fast, and now that goes to play with RAM, random access memory, and that also plays a role in the ROM in your device. Now, Samsung, OnePlus, Xiaomi, Motorola, they use RAM expansion. So if your device, if my Samsung here, this 8 gigabyte RAM, 256 storage, this one has 8 gigabytes of RAM technically on board. You can expand the RAM, meaning you can take some of that 256 gigs, and they'll take 8 gigabytes of that and allocate it to the RAM side, where you'll have basically 16 gigs of RAM. They maximum up to 8 gigs. On my S23 Ultra, which I'm filming on, has 12 gigs of RAM. You can enable 8 gigs of virtual RAM from the 512 gigabytes that I have on there to the RAM department. So 12 gigs of RAM plus 8 virtual RAM is 20 gigs of RAM. That is where UFS storage, you need the latest and greatest and fastest UFS storage, because it needs to transfer the random access memory, because it's taking the ROM side memory and allocating it, slotting it over to the RAM, the random access memory, which goes to play with how many apps you have open in the background. If you have a video editor open, Canva open, making thumbnails, if you're playing a YouTube video, all that goes into RAM. Now, the less RAM you have, if you have a small amount of RAM, it'll close apps out. It'll close apps down in your background to try to stay up to date with what app you're using at the moment. The more RAM you have and/or virtual RAM you have, the more apps you can keep open in the background. Google does not have RAM expansion on their Pixels. So that is where the latest and greatest and fastest UFS storage comes into play, because it's how fast it can transfer and read and write data in real time on your device. Since Google does not have RAM expansion in their Pixel devices, they probably are under the thinking that since we don't use RAM expansion, we don't need the latest and greatest and fastest RAM possible for that. That's why I think they went with 3.1, because in their minds they said, hey, we don't have RAM expansion and it seems fine as is. So it is a shame. I would like to see RAM expansion come to Pixel software, Pixel devices. I use it. I know some people don't. I use it all. I max mine out no matter what device I have, because what I do, I work, have a digital production company, websites. So everything I do is on my phone, on my laptop, on my computer. I make money from my phone. So I have tons of Chrome tabs open, I have 64 gigs of RAM on my laptop computer. So I got tons of tabs open, tons of apps open. I don't want anything to close out, because I'm doing 6 to 7 different things at one time. well, you know, I'll keep stuff open in the background while I'm doing this one task. But that's why I think Google is not going to UFS 4.0 storage in their new Pixel 8 and 8 Pro devices. So it is going to have 3.1 UFS storage. Kind of a bummer, but whatever. It is what it is. Now, the other piece of information that came out today is the launch of the Pixel Watch 2 is going to be launched alongside the new Pixel 8 and 8 Pro. Like last year, the Pixel Watch was announced, well, it was announced before the release, but it was released alongside with the Pixel 7 and 7 Pro. This year, it's going to be the same thing. They're going to release and announce officially the Pixel Watch 2. Now, what the news is, that's kind of been known, but the package deal. If you buy a Pixel 8 Pro from the Play Store, not from T-Mobile, not from AT&T, not from Verizon, if you buy a Pixel 8 Pro from the Google website, Google website, they are going to give you a free watch. So they did that. Did they do? No. Last year they did like $200 off the watch, which total was $349. So it's not a cheap watch by any means. My wife has that watch. I don't use watches. It's just an extra. My phone is ringing. I literally have to put my phone on silent mode, literally, and only allow a number of apps that I want to be alerted to, because my phone rings or beeps every 4 or 5 minutes. And it's just super annoying. So just to have another device on my body that's vibrating, buzzing, it's just annoying. I tried it. I've tried Pixel Watch. I've tried latest Galaxy Watch. I can't do it. It's just too much. I always have my phone on me, so what's the point of having a watch? I don't work out, so I mean, I don't need one, but I know a lot of people do. So this year, if you buy a Pixel 8 Pro on the Google website, you're going to get an included for free. That's the report. You're going to get one for free. Now, I don't know if you have to buy a 256 gig Pixel 8 Pro. I don't know if that's included with the base 128. That's the other thing. When are we going to get away from these 128 gig devices? I moved on from 128 gigs, I think, at least a year ago. The file sizes are getting bigger. Picture file sizes, video file sizes are getting bigger. These app data is getting bigger. I have to have at least a 256 gigabyte device. I prefer a 512, which is on my S23 Ultra, but 256 is my base minimum, because I will max out my 120, because out of the 128, only like 98 or 99, maybe 100 gigs are available to use. So that's kind of tricky there too, because you get the base model 128 gig Pixel 8 Pro, and you only have about 100 gigs of that is usable. So I would go through that in no time. It's worth the extra. Typically, you'll see a $50 increase to the next storage bump, and the storage variants that Google is allowing in these Pixel 8 devices are. The Pixel 8 is going to come base 128, 8 gigs, 128, and I believe they're doing 12 gigs on the 256 for the Pixel 8. And that's as high as it'll go. Now on the Pixel 8 Pro, it has 12 gigs of RAM across the board, but you get a 128 gig, 256 gig, 512, and 1 terabyte version. So you should get 4 variants of the 4 storage variants for the Pixel 8 Pro. The colors are out. You can see those. I put a video out the day or two ago with the price increase. It looks like well, you can go back and look at the videos if you wanna see what's going on with the prices. But this is the latest Pixel news. Stay tuned to the channel. We are going to buy a Pixel. I think my wife's getting a Pixel 8 Pro, and I'm going to get a Pixel 8 this year, just so we can have both in-house, so I can do case reviews, so I can do app reviews, device reviews, unboxings, We buy brand new pixels every year at launch, never from the carrier, always from Google. So we are a Pixel household, hashtag Team Pixel. So if you are part of hashtag Team Pixel, please subscribe to the channel. We also cover Samsung devices and news and Android news, and we just got a iPhone 15, so we are all about mobile technology here at eSIM Studios. Thank you for joining us. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If I misspoke on anything and you want to correct me, please do. I do not take offense to it, and in fact, I encourage it because I'd rather have the correct information rather than going on, like, moving forward with the incorrect information. So if I got anything wrong, please correct me. I'm pretty good, but every now and then I'll slip up. So thank you for joining us, and I will monitor the news, and if any new Pixel news comes up, best believe I'll be the first to let y'all know. So about a week away, and we'll get new Pixels. Peace.
Yeah. Woo.
I just need my space right now.
Fresh off the G5 jet, I'm on my way to a brand new kit.